Hello, welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. Today it's me and Zach doing an extra special bonus podcast because some big news has just come in. Virat Kohli has had to drop out of the first two test matches, again for personal reasons. Obviously this is huge news. Hope everything's okay for him. But it does mean that India have got a massive gap in their team. You know, they're massive shoes to fill. Now, if you remember, you'll be able to see our bonus video on some people that maybe missed out on getting into that India squad. And in there are some interesting people that we put forward that we'd potentially like to see in this India squad. So give that a watch if you want to become a member. It's the best way to support the channel. Zach, what should India do here? Like, what does their squad look like? Their top seven now that Kohli's gone.
There are quite a few options that they could go with. I mean, KOHLI for me can fit in as that number four role. I think he'd do that quite nicely. They obviously need to bring in a replacement, and we'll come on to just some brief options of who that might be. But the top 6, 7 has kind of changed how it looks now, because you've got Rohit Sharma, Jaiswal, and Gill as the top 3. I don't know where I got Rohit Sharma from. I think I was trying to say Rohit Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal in one sentence.
Nice.
So yeah, you've got those 3 as the top, and then I'd have Rahul at 4, Shreyas Iyer at 5, and then you can bring in a more specialist keeper in Shrikar Barrett at 6, and that gives you a great lower middle order. Having Jadeja coming in at number 7, he's probably the best number 7 in world cricket. Ashwin at 8, he's probably the best number 8 in world cricket, and Axar Patel at 9, probably the best number 9 bat in world cricket. And then it leaves you with your 2 seamers. So for me, it's quite an easy replacement in terms of how they fill the slots. It's just who's going to replace as the backup option if one of those players doesn't do well or gets injured. Were you thinking on similar lines, or did you have anything slightly different?
I did have some slightly different thoughts. I thought they could potentially toy with the idea of getting Dhruv Jurel in, as that kind of exciting option. Also, what they could do, because I think long term they see Shubman Gill as their Kohli replacement. So they might be thinking he's our future number 4. So they could put him down at 4 and then call up Pujara to come and bat at 3.
Sure.
These are like really good options that they've got, and they could do a ton of different things. They could play some really exciting people. They could call up Sarfaraz Khan as a squad replacement. There are a number of different options for India, but I think the one that you listed is the most likely. And then I think it'll be probably Rahul that then misses out when Kohli comes back. But if he ends up scoring a bucket of runs in the first 2 test matches, it could be KS Barrett that leaves and KL takes the gloves. So these first couple of tests are going to be really interesting for India, because it could almost have long-term effects to their squad composition based on the people that get an extra chance, because nobody's had a chance at number 4 for quite a while with Kohli being there. So it's going to be really interesting, I think.
One of the kind of outside things that could affect the Indian team with Kohli missing out is it might provide a bit of clarity in the leadership positions, because India is known for always having, I think this is because of the IPL, used to having lots of big leaders in the team. And when you look at that side, you could easily pick 4 or 5 different people who could be captain, maybe 6. So having Kohli not there, he's a big personality in the team. I don't know if he's difficult to manage. I've seen videos of him being with RCB and he's been fine, but he gets fired up, doesn't he? And sometimes you just need to cool him down a little bit. So I don't know if that's something else as well that might help things. But I mean, their squad's still strong, isn't it? Despite Kohli not being there. Like, you take out one of the best batsmen to have ever played cricket, and it still looks insanely strong and hard to beat. In terms of who they might bring into the squad, do you think this is the time for Sarfaraz Khan to come in? I know that's probably your name. I've got a few other names, but are you thinking Sarfaraz Khan as a replacement for the first two tests as a backup?
Yeah, for me, Sarfaraz Khan has been the person to come in for quite a long time now. He's made the most sense, I think, for quite a little while. His numbers are ridiculous. I think on the domestic scene, he's earned his shot. So
Mm,
I think it's the right thing to do, and I think it's the clever thing to do as well, because he is really young still, and he's
mm.
got a huge load of potential. But I am really interested to hear the names that you've got.
So I'm leaning more towards Rajat Patidar,
Mm.
kind of on recency bias to an extent because he scored two centuries in a row against the England Lions in Ahmedabad. But also he's a very consistent batsman. I've also got the RCB bias in there. That's who he plays for. But he's been really good in the Ranji Trophy, and he's definitely deserved his place in the Indian A squad. And he seems to carry on performing. I mean, he's always done averagely well in the Ranji Trophy. He averages high 40s over the last few seasons, which is pretty strong. So yeah, I think he's worth a thought when they call people up. Um, in terms of someone else, I mean, Ajinkya Rahane could be an option as coming back into the team um, as that experienced middle order player, but for me, that's a bit of an outside bet. I don't think they'll call him back, but I'd just love to see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Surya Kumar Yadav will get another go. That's
Maybe.
it's another out there one, but yeah, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could even be Shivam Dubey. Who knows? They feel like they once India start like enjoying seeing a player bat in any format, they're just like, oh, let's try him out in all the others. So
Yeah.
Shivam Dubey is not beyond the realms of possibility. It's as
Th-
ridiculous as it sounds.
There's also another Kohli in who was one of the highest run scorers in the Ranji Trophy a few seasons ago, called Taruwa Sushil Kohli. Like a poor man's Virat.
Yeah, well, or we could have Virat
Yeah.
Singh. I'm sure that there are quite a few
Yeah.
that we could pair some together.
Yeah.
We could get a Virat Singh and then a something Kohli as well. That'd be
Yeah.
quite funny. Just piece them together. Two batsmen.
Yeah. Why not?
Right. Let's end it there. Let us know in the comments who you think that India should replace Kohli with. How would you kind of rejig this India side now? What would be your first 11 against England on Thursday? So it's all so close.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Loads of India versus England test match content coming and other cricket content. We are the cricket nerds, so you love it. So yeah, get us to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Follow our social medias. Everything's in the link tree down below. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.